Hey guys, how's it going? Toofty here, and today we're talking about the new Junkrat with his brand new shiny extra mine. We're also going to be looking a little bit at the deathmatch mode on Overwatch. We've got some clips in the background of me playing Junkrat on this mode, so I hope you enjoy that. So yeah, when I heard about the changes, I thought, wowzers, an extra whole mine. These mines do 120 damage. That's surely got to be OP. I mean, whenever I'm playing Junkrat, the majority of my kills come from either, spam, or when you're in someone's face, they come around the corner and you just throw a mine out, immediately detonate, and get loads of damage out. And I thought, well, now you've got two mines, that's an awful lot more maybe burst damage potential. But after playing with it, I've been put at ease because when Junkrat throws a mine, there's a small animation, and then he detonates, and then he can throw another one, and there's an animation, and then he detonates. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, it's a good few seconds, and you can't really throw two mines out very quickly to get mega burst damage and take down a tank or something. So in reality, it's not made a huge difference in terms of his damage output, I don't think, and it's more to do with mobility. Now, you may be thinking, of course it is, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the designers of Overwatch totally had this in mind, let's give him more mobility and make him more fun to play, and without a doubt it's definitely achieved these two things. You can see me in the background jumping around, throwing mines out, and the important thing is it makes me feel like I can be more liberal with using a mine to jump around the map, because in the past I was like, I kind of want to jump up to the high ground, but on the other hand it's really important to have my mine off of cooldown at all times in case I get jumped by a tracer or something. Like, I really need that, it's a vital part of my kit. But now you've got two of them, and therefore you can just jump around, you don't have to worry about it. You've always got that backup mine. So yeah, you can just basically use it a lot more liberally. So I do enjoy playing Junkrat a lot. Obviously, it has some similarities to Demoman, who I play all the time on Team Fortress. For some reason, and it's difficult to tell why, he's not my main, air quoted that while I said that, but he's not the main hero I play on Overwatch. I think that's because he's not really known to be a generalist in the same way that some other classes are. He's still a bit of a specialist. There are still maps where he's really good on, and there are maps where he's less good on. So Farah, I feel like you can almost get away with her on any map. Soldier, very much so. So at the moment, some of my favourite classes are Farah and a lot of tanks actually, just because I'm filling gaps. I like to play flex and fill the gaps, so I end up playing a lot of Winston and Zarya. So yeah, the other unfortunate thing about Junkrat is, because he is thought of as a bit of a specialist, the moment you pick him, someone's probably going to start moaning. So you can't really rely on being able to pick him every single time, whatever the situation. But anyway, I love him. I thought he was fun before, and I think he's even more fun now. There's one other general overarching issue I have with Junkrat, and that is that he's incredibly spammy. I mean, if you think Demoman from TF2 is spammy, Junkrat is way worse, and I think that comes down to the fact that his primary weapon is very difficult to hit directly. You're constantly firing throughout the game, and it's not just me. If you watch, good players play, I don't have a huge amount of experience with this game yet, but if you watch really good players play, they're just constantly shooting at chokes with him. And sure, you get those moments where you're jumping up into high ground, you're throwing a mine in someone's face, and it feels pretty skillful, but a lot of it does feel like you're just spamming chokes. And sure, you get that a little bit with Demoman from TF2, maybe Soldier from TF2, maybe Farah from Overwatch. It just feels a little bit more exaggerated with Junkrat, unfortunately. You do occasionally hit the left click and you get a direct hit and it feels good. And it may be just because it's something that, with time I'll hit more of them. But even, like I said, watching the pros, it's more about just spamming and hitting rollers, spamming an area, spamming a choke and hoping for the best. I don't feel like I've gotten that same thing on TF2 where you've got 4 pipes, and if you hit like 3 of them and you take out a scout and a soldier and it feels really good and you feel really skillful. I've never really had that with Overwatch. Obviously, it's because I'm not very good at Overwatch yet, but also I think it's just not in the nature of Junkrat's character to really do that, very often at least. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly chat about my thoughts on Junkrat. Love the new change, thought it was going to be really overpowered, but it doesn't seem to be, based on me just messing about in the deathmatch mode. Before I move on to this new game mode, which is kind of cool, I'll just quickly mention how I do the double mine jump. All the mobility options in Overwatch are a bit more restrictive than in TF2. It's very accessible, it's kind of dumbed down. I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just saying that's the way it is. So there isn't like 100 different ways to do this mine jump based on my very limited experience. The main one I've seen is that you can use the first one to jump, and then the technique I use is once you've hit the peak of that jump, you throw one directly below you and then detonate it as quickly as possible, and it just launches you a little bit further. It doesn't really double the jump, I don't think. It's probably like 1.5 the size of the jump. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. If I am, let me know in the comments below, I'd love to know. But that's kind of the technique I've come across, and it works for me. I'm sure there'll be a couple of other cool things you can do, and it's still a very new mechanic, so people will still be learning this hero. But as always with Overwatch, what you can do is going to be somewhat restrictive. It's not going to, for example, be like, oh, it depends how soon you detonate, or if you're crouching or anything like that. It really is one velocity that you're going to come off that mine. Anyway, I've rambled too long about that. Finally, my thoughts on the new deathmatch mode. Very cool. The new map is awesome. My first ever go on it, I won. I promise you, I didn't record it. It was the most annoying thing ever. But somehow I won, and then afterwards I just couldn't win again. I was like, God damn it, I just want to win to put it in my video. It will look awesome. Anyway, it's good fun. It's a good way to sort of warm up, to practice. I think it's a great way to learn new heroes, because in almost all other game modes you have teammates relying on you, and if you want to try out a new class, for instance, I'm rubbish at Tracer. Sometimes I want to try her out. The moment I do, I'm just doing terribly, and I'm letting my team down. But if I want to do that in deathmatch, I can, and no one will care. In fact, they'll be quite happy to see me lose, you know? So that's the one thing I love about it. Aside from that, personally speaking, I won't be playing it too much. I really like the game modes with objectives, but you know, I'll jump in every now and again, try a new hero, and maybe just warm up a little bit. And this map is certainly very cool to do all those things. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the new Junkrat and on the new game mode. I'd love to hear from you. There are other crazy changes out there, but I thought I'd focus on these because I'm a bit more familiar with Junkrat than I am with, say, Mercy or Diva and all that other good stuff that's happening. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be trying to do more content on Overwatch. Obviously, my priority is, of course, Team Fortress, but I'll try and squeeze in an Overwatch video every now and then. My next one I'm planning to do is a nice Winston tips video for you guys. So look out for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.